Alright. 18,000 on the field. Let's see how we do this. So we have got 1, 2 Archer Masters. We do have a couple of Guardians of the Land, which we can use to plug gaps if necessary. Although we do need to be aware of the fact that they can be, you know, shot. So I might actually keep the Guardians of the Land in reserve until later on, when it is just going to be brutal hand-to-hand combat because everyone's ammunition is used. I think that's probably what I'll do. So that might well be saved as like an internal defense mechanism, kind of a last stand. So let's get you two back here for the time being. I think that the Reclaimers are going to be my frontliners. Now, are there any differences between the Reclaimers in the garrison and the non-garrison? So the non-garrison have more morale, slightly more damage. Otherwise, they are pretty much identical. Oh no, they also have more melee resist. Okay, so the non-garrison, I think, will be my reserves. So we're going to bring these guys in first. This is going to be where by far the most combat happens. So we'll put Reclaimers there. Put Reclaimers right behind you. You may stand to get shot. I'm sorry. Do they have a battering ram or anything? Or is this literally just going to be a battle for that one breach? That's going to be a hell of a choke point. And that could well be a battle for that one breach. Interesting. I'm... Bringers of Righteousness. Do kind of need to be up on the wall first, because this is when they're going to likely try to climb up and breach. So let's have you lot where that's most likely to happen, which I would say is in those two positions. Then we can probably put some regular old archers in here. And then I'm going to put Men of the Forest over on this side because they can't climb up. And probably on this side as well. You can always move them around. Then the elite reclaimers, well, better reclaimers, we'll put over here, together with yellow turbans. And then the White Wave veterans, of which we have quite a few. All close enough to the breach to reinforce should they be required, and they probably will be. People's Warband, I think, will be my absolute last defense. Same way as they were previously, so they're going to be the ones holding the entrance most valiantly. I think these two will be just in front of them or something. Put you in here. Then, who have we got left? We have... Yellow Turban Archer Captain. Who we will put here. And then we have another reserve archer, which I think we'll put here to basically resupply someone. What else is left? And then the yellow turban warrior captain, who is definitely going to be just slinking behind this wall, providing as much leadership aura as he possibly can. Because he has encourage, which for some reason generals don't. And then he winning has got commanding shout, which is morale damage and also charge damage. Oh, unbreakable. So we're going to put you there. And you've just got the immobilize, which will stop people charging in quite as effectively. So I think we'll just have you two hiding behind the wall for now. And we'll see how that goes. So those archers are up on the walls currently. may now fire at will. The other two archers who are not up on the walls yet aren't. So we're just going to separate those out to say these are up on the wall. And we're going to have you and you to say those are my reserve archers. And then our front line is these two. Our commander units are going to be these. These are going to be my reserve. I'll group all of you together. You two are my reserves. You two reserves. You two reserves. Okay, barricades. We do have one internal barrier, so we're definitely not putting that barricade up. That choice is weird. We could put a barricade here to force them to come around. I don't think I want to have too many barricades in the center, though. So I think we're going to barricade that. No, because we want to force them to go past this. So we're going to barricade this, and we're going to barricade this to force them to go as close to that as we can. So what we should probably do is have the Guardians of the Land here and here, just in case everything else goes to hell. Yeah, I know the Archer Commander has the aura as well. One of the reasons I'm keeping him as a reserve, like, just in case. Mountainside, Nightmare, Yogi Guru Gaming, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Alright, I think that's everyone deployed now. Usually I line everyone up back here. I think it was actually in here, but yeah, that's everyone. Alright, let's do this. So I should warn you, 18,000 people on the map, so there might be some slowdown. I'd love to see Gong Do defend a breach by himself and win. It would be so cinematic. I suspect it would be. And I also suspect that he would survive and, in fact, prosper in so doing. I am so out of tea supplies now, I'm having to resort to water. Water without tea leaves in it. It's weird. Now the question is, are they just going to try and swarm my walls, or are they actually going to go for that breach? And we're going to need to make sure that the towers are shooting their generals. Although we do have two veterans here, which are relatively good against generals. I still would rather not take the risk if possible. And we should probably say not accepting duels at present. Let's fast forward this, see what they're doing. It's going to be all of their reinforcements arriving. This might take a while. Try and get as big a vision as the map as we can. See what happens. It would be nice to have He-Man on the wall with his rocket artillery bow. That would certainly be helpful, wouldn't it? Is this just a garrison army we have? No, we also have a small main army. But they don't have very many troops. I think they have like 8 soldiers plus the 2 commanders. But they do bring some pretty big guns, like the 2 Guardians of the Land. Those guys pack a real punch, especially if they don't have a chance of being shot. So as long as we can deplete everyone's arrows as much as possible, then these 2 are going to be like real tanks that they're going to have to grind to get through. Are there buffs to archer ammo for defending a city? I don't think there are, which is a bit strange. I would like it if the game did that more. Is the AI just as predictable and exploitable as the last few Total War games? No, I've actually been pleasantly surprised by the AI. I mean, obviously they do some stupid stuff from time to time. Like, I suspect they probably will just throw everything at this one breach rather than trying to spread the attack. Although, we have had some times in the past where they will try to sneaky assault on the back of my walls while I'm, like, my attention's divided. But at the moment, they're moving everyone here, so I doubt it. But the AI is decent. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised. He always tries to starve me out if I have an army in the city. They know that I have a couple of armies which aren't massively far away, so I think they're trying to press this assault so that they can keep pushing forwards. Plus, these guys would very much be a thorn in their backline. And it's a very, very strategic settlement. So I'm not surprised that they're attacking this. Is there a way of getting the overlay for the towers? No. Too bad. Well, 5 minutes and so far they're still just congregating. I imagine Roman large onagers on this right now. Or Big Bess. Would work too. This is just a little bit slow. I knew it was risky playing an extreme. We'll get there. It'll smooth out as people start dying, which will inevitably happen. I'm going to try and do as little graphically as I can. So you'll excuse me while I, look at the floor. I'm hoping that this speeds things up otherwise. Although, judging by the clock over here... 51, 50, 49... 40, that sounds just about right, actually. Next frame, next frame, next frame, next frame. The floor has some good textures, yeah, it does. I like the little bit of shadowing over here. It's not too repetitive. You can't really see that there's a repeating texture here at all. I'm trying to see if there's anything obvious. I'm trying to get like a big tile and a little tile next to each other. Like, this really isn't too bad. Big tile, little tile, big tile, little tile. That might be where the repeat is. With a 3... Oh, no, actually I don't think it is. Because this one's almost parallel. And over here it's not. Not there either. That's actually quite good. It's repeated, but it's upside down. Ah! Yep, that would answer it. I think. Still parallel on both sides, and they're still definitely not parallel on those sides. Let's have a look. Anything happening? Oh, I love the horizons here. Okay, so they're starting to sort themselves out a little bit. They've got the archers at the front. All of the heroes towards the back. They do have their crossbows out in force, which sucks. Because I don't really have a counter to the crossbows. I have no archer masters of my own. I have no crossbows of my own because I can't build them. Repeating floor textures? I knew Creative Assembly cut corners. I demanded every single tile of my floor to be individually handcrafted. Per map. Not just that, but I want the maps to be dynamically generated too. Which, by the way, is impossible. You can't have handcrafted and dynamic. Alright, come on AI. What are you doing? You're wasting valuable time. Time I could be killing you with. In fact, if I'm zoomed far enough back, then LODs might kick in and it might speed up a bit. What do LODs stand for? Load on demand? Possibly? It's basically... In game design terms, a LOD is basically... When you're up close and you see the texture, it's like really nice. You can see all the shadows and all the shading and everything like that. But as you zoom back, the texture is downgraded. That's actually done on purpose. Each character will have several different versions of the texture. So you'll see it's just like a triangle for a face instead of an actually fully textured face. And that saves GPU rendering time. And those are called LODs, the different textures for the same thing. Level of detail. Ah, that's what it is. Yeah, that makes more sense. Furiously scribbles notes. And it's quite impressive what artists can do. Like, you think that these trees, they still look pretty good in the distance. Like, there's no obvious popping, which you can sometimes see. Let's see if we can spot when it changed. There we go, changed. So that's one LOD. And then that, you can see the change there. That's a LOD right there. So you can see that this is going to use a lot less texture rendering. It's probably not animated either. And then when we're getting close, it may be swaying in the wind. Yeah, it is. Very slowly because, you know, lag. Zoom in. I want to see the leaves. I can't because I have foliage off. So, no leaves for you. So sorry. Alright, come on, Sao Sao. It's been 10 minutes now. Attack me. But yeah, learning all about LODs when I was working on Prophecy of Pendor was kind of useful. Getting a lot of the tricks of the trade from the artists. How to save on performance. And that's like one of the best ways. And then just seeing how they look. Like, they are really ugly if you see them up close. But obviously because the graphics engine will change them all the time, then it won't. You know what? I think this is a perfect opportunity to explore the city. You know what? You're not wrong. You're definitely not Kong wrong. Haha! So we have a couple of jolly old citizens who are perfectly content with our rule and will say nothing against us. Right? Right? Yes. I do like just being at this level. Like, one of my favourite things in Attila was just like zooming down to this level and imagining this was like an RPG or something. It's even got little stalls and stuff like that. Then our ranks and ranks of soldiers. Looking awesome. Coming down the plaza over here. A bit of a marketplace, probably. A couple of things. Rolls of papyrus or something for sale. Oh no, it's cloth. It's bolts of cloth. And then this is one of the barricades. Then we come in over towards the main centre. I'm a little bit annoyed that these barricades aren't ghosted out. Because this barricade... Oh no, that barricade does exist. There was one that doesn't. There was one here. Okay. So they are removed. Never mind. Go back down here. We've got the big gong. A couple of trees, not looking too healthy right now. And the main keep. Not looking particularly defensible, but it's not a castle, it's a city. So that's like the governor's mansion, I guess. With a couple of workshops. Storage areas. Got a crane in there. These are like barracks, probably. They're individually walled. We've got a training area. A dojo. Though I guess a dojo is Japanese. I don't know if the Chinese have an equivalent. Well, obviously they have an equivalent. I just don't know what it's called. Then a flag. How good's my computer to run this? Am I using a separate PC to stream? I'm using just my regular PC. I know I don't have a separate one streaming. Alright, seriously guys, what are you doing? It's been 12 minutes now. Oh well, in the meantime. One thing which I do like about this is you can see buildings you've actually built on the map. So like this is our brother garrison. This is where half of my troops actually come from. This over here is the encamped fort. This is where we get our money. So for every battle we fight, we get extra cash because of these guys. Oh, every victory, I should say. Do we have any other buildings here? I think those two will be the main ones. We have some houses. Possibly some workshops, a couple of outdoor ovens. Is that like a... Ah, it's a weaponsmith. You can see the glaives and the pikes and the spears. Oh, just the attention to detail. Brilliant. A potter. A couple of kilns. A little outdoor eating spot. I just love how we're just exploring this city and it's like Cao Cao's entire army is outside our walls right now. Are they running the clock down? It's not in their interests if they are. I think they're bugged, running left and right. I'm watching this guy. Yeah, they are. Bugger. How did we wake them up in Warhammer? Did we, like, sally out and attack them or something?
China will revel in your death.
Oh, Cao Cao's woken up.
I will crush you for this insult.
Let's see if we can turn the graphics down a bit more for this. Let's go texture quality, medium, shadow detail, medium VFX, medium, trees, medium, units, medium, grass, medium, terrain, medium, buildings, medium, confirm. Hopefully this doesn't crash it. AI is doing the same as it does in Rome 2, is waiting for all the troops before attacking. Pretty sure all the troops have arrived, though. And no, I don't have any horsemen. Any better? Nope. Now it's just hard to see the individual units. Oh no, there they are. It's too bad that this isn't a bigger city and we don't have trebuchets on the walls. Part of the problem is, I don't think that any of the units that we have here are particularly expendable, except maybe the People's Warband. I'm sorry, People's Warband. We'll send you in. I'm just a little worried that this will wake up the archers, they'll shoot this unit dead and then just continue marching. I'm definitely not sending a general, those guys are valuable. Gonna need them later. Send in the peasants. We're a peasant revolt. Let's send in the revolting peasants. Doubt the graphic settings will help, this seems like an engine CPU issue. Well, to be fair, the oldest thing on my computer right now is the CPU. 70% being used. Don't know if it's multi-threaded though. Let's turn off some tabs. Although this is a freshly restarted computer. Sorry guys, war is cancelled due to lag. Everyone can go home. And also this is 18,000. Although some of them may not be here. So it does say that this is where the reinforcement deployment zones are. I don't know how exactly this handles more stacks. There were like 4 stacks and this is 2. So I think this is like half of their force. Where are my peasants? There they are. It's going to take them a while to arrive. The other thing is, this may not play well when we have it on maximum speed. Because it seems to run about the same speed. Let's try double. Their army is getting tired. Well, actually I'm not sure they are, because I don't think they're force marching, I think they're walking. Some of them are already going to be exhausted because they force marched to get to this battle in time. We're almost there.